So, in the latest story is that EU plans to secure supplies for their green revolution from Rwanda, and they are likely to support smuggling of conflict minerals from Congo. Now, this green revolution is the EU wants to move away, or rather to reduce their carbon emissions, the CO2 emissions. Now, I want you to watch this before I continue.
Tin, tantalum, tungsten, and gold. All of these minerals are found in our electronics and in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which contains an estimated $24 trillion in untapped mineral resources. Yet the DRC remains one of the poorest and most dangerous countries in the world, and mining these four metals can help fund armed conflict in the region.
So from that, you can tell that according to the EU, they want to compete with China, and they also want to meet their target for the CO2 emissions. So to do that, they are doing they are trying to transition into what they call the green revolution. And as you know from history, from the agrarian revolution, we moved to the industrial revolution, and that's when coal was discovered as a means of iron smelting so that they can build industries. That's how most European countries became industrialized, by burning coal, which releases a lot of carbon dioxide into the air and giving them energy, electricity. Most in some countries in Europe, they still run thermal power, running coal. They burn coal that they buy from Australia, they buy from Russia to run or produce electricity. So they are trying to shut down these thermal power plants. The other thermal power plants they have run on diesel, the diesel power. So it's the same thing. It's an emission that gives CO2. So they're trying to reduce that. They're trying to build more wind power, right? And wind power will need components. They also want to have solar farms. All these, they need certain minerals that will make materials that make this wind power. They're also trying to transition into electric vehicles, as you can see from this video.
No mistake about it. The tsunami of Chinese electric vehicles is coming. And Europe is sleepwalking into an abyss.
So from that video, the greatest fear to EU is Russia and China. So they moved away from Russia because Russia invaded one of their neighbors, Ukraine, right? And they're also trying to move away from China because China is trading with Russia, and China is a huge competitor of EU and the US. So they are saying that very soon, if they are not careful, a lot of electric vehicles on European roads will be from China. And they want to compete with China, and to do that, they had to sign an MOU, as you can see from their website. So the EU and Rwanda signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Sustainable Raw Materials Value Chain. Now, I don't want to take you through the whole thing. You can go to their website and type this exact title. You'll find this article there. And I want to just take you to some comments made by commissioners. So of the EU, the ones that were present when they were signing. One of them was Thierry Breton. He's a commissioner for internal market in the EU, and this is what he said. He said Rwanda is an important provider of tantalum, tin, tungsten, gold, and niobium, and it also has potential for lithium. Can you imagine? Rwanda has lithium. All this time we didn't know. Lithium comes from Rwanda. The other thing they're saying is actually that Rwanda is an important provider of tantalum. So Rwanda is the world's largest tantalum producer. I didn't know that. I think my school teacher never taught me all that. They should have. And they also want Rwanda to ensure them transparency, traceability, and investment of those minerals. That's why they've done this partnership. So transparency, very important word. Rwanda will tell them exactly where these minerals have come from. They will even take them to the mine itself. Now, the other commissioner, Jetta, she says Global Gateway provides the frame for ambitious and strategic partnership, driving structural transformation and promoting added value like this partnership on raw materials value chain with Rwanda. So she didn't say much. The other one is now the foreign minister of Rwanda, Vincent Biruta. This is what he said during the signing. He says, today's signing underscores Rwanda's commitment to unlocking the full potential of our mining sector while contributing to the supply of critical minerals required to transition towards a greener, more sustainable global economy. Now, I was going through the internet to look at the minerals that are needed to basically make these batteries, lithium batteries, electric vehicles, the ones that will be used to make huge battery packs to store energy from solar. Because you see, solar uses the sun. At night, the sun is not there. So you need to store the excess power generated during the day through stations with huge batteries, massive mega batteries made of lithium, so that at night you can still get the power that was stored during the day. That is how it works, and that's part of them using these minerals to make particularly the batteries. Now, as I was doing the research, I found that you need coltan, you need cobalt, you need graphite, and you need lithium, right? All those things are needed to make this power, what they're calling the greener energy, right? And as I was going through now the internet, I found that Rwanda doesn't have any of those minerals. They're not even among the top 100 countries with these minerals. As a matter of fact, let me take you to some of these websites. Like this one is got investing news. You can go to the Rwanda Development Board later. But I went through so many websites, including where is this? Mining.com. If you go there, you'll find mining.com is a website dedicated for minerals or extractives, right? They have copper, gold, lithium, nickel, commodities like diamonds. They have all those things. And one of the things I looked at, for example, was where they were saying about cobalt, right? So they said, as you can see, Indonesia gives us about 9,000 tons of cobalt every year. That was the year 2022. Turkey gives us about 2 tons of cobalt. Australia 7 tons. That is 7,000 kilos. Then other countries where you would find Rwanda and other countries, they give you 10 tons. Of course, there are Canada giving you 10 tons, Madagascar giving 3 tons, Russia giving you another 3.5 tons, as you can see. But the Philippines give you almost 5.5 tons. That is 5,400 kilos of cobalt. That's their production per year. But look at the Congo, 145,000 tons, or 145,000 kilo, or rather kilotons, right? You get what I'm saying. Basically, they are responsible for a fifth or 20% of cobalt mined, or rather, not even 20%. I'm going to show the percentage. They are responsible for close to 90% of all the cobalt in the world, right? And the other thing you need to note is that 20% of this cobalt is done through child labor and slavery, and I'll be telling you what is going on there. Now, the same article says the EV sector accounts for 40% of where the cobalt is sold today, and that percentage is going to be higher as we go on in the future. And the other articles are basically straightforward. Is the same thing, right? Congo, 73% of the total production of cobalt in the world is from Congo. And then the other countries, the highest having less than 5%. The highest less than 5%. But Congo is the leader in cobalt. 74% of that comes from Congo, as you can see. And the requirement or the need for cobalt has shot up in recent times because of these vehicles called electric vehicles, right? And then you move on, it's the same article here. And then you move on to lithium. Zimbabwe has lithium. Peru, Chile, they have lithium. There's a huge trace of lithium in Congo, in the South Katanga region. But Rwanda doesn't have lithium. The EU found it that they needed not to go to Congo, but to go to Rwanda. And that's why in the video people are saying, why can't Congo build an army to stop this? Where are the Congolese people? Congo has a population of about 130 million people. Where are these people? Can't they do something about their country? Now, the problem has been the government in Congo, successive governments, have always ignored the eastern part of Congo. Even today, they are still doing the same. So people there have come up with their own self-defense militia. And this militia extort taxes from their people. But then, they have also discovered that they can force their own people, where they control these people, to work as slaves in the mines and then sell these minerals in Uganda and Rwanda. It doesn't matter whether these rebel groups are M23, whether these rebel groups are this NDC R, whether these rebel groups are even FDLR. They sell to Rwanda and Uganda because of what the government of Congo keeps doing there. So maybe the EU have done their research and they know that Congo doesn't even control the region that the mines are located. The army goes there, it gets corrupted. They start receiving bribes from the people, the agents. They are calling them agents, the people who buy the minerals from those who are mining it. And then they stop doing the enforcement and they just continue pretending that they are fighting, but they are receiving the minerals. On the Congolese border between Bukavu and Rwanda, I think the border was called Rusizi, I don't know. Someone said in an article from the United Nations Security Council, as they were doing investigation, one of the agents said that their vehicles, their trucks, come carrying the minerals from Bukavu, and once they get to the border, they are not checked, while other trucks carrying bananas, carrying potatoes are checked. These ones are only let to go through the gate, through the border, through the barrier on the border, because the people who control the smuggling and the agents in Kigali have already paid the border guards. So Congo knows this, politicians in Congo know this. The border guards that are on their borders are the ones who are complacent in the smuggling of this. The other thing, I will show you a map here. This is the race, it's 2024 actually. This is the map updated. This is how this region looks like. So M23 recently moved from Rwanda. These are Rwandan soldiers. They've taken this red area. Within a year and a half, they've taken this red area. The north here is Ruchuru. This is the region they can't go through. NDCR are there. There was Arendo out there. Then there's the Rubaya, where they just came. This tiny arm, kind of, is Rubaya, where the coltan is, where tantalum is mined from Congo. Then it is smuggled across Rwandan border through Virunga National Park, sometime through the border of Bunagana in Uganda, then through Chanika. And alternatively, the evidence shows this lake here, Kivu. At night, there's a lot of boats carrying minerals to Rwanda. And the Congolese army knows that. They know the boats. And if Congo was serious, they would have a navy or a coastal boats patrolling these lakes. This lake, they don't. Rwanda has a lot of their navy here. They have a navy on this lake. But Congo doesn't have. in the middle of this lake, you can see there's a huge island. This island is called Ijwi. It is Congolese. It's a Congolese island. On Ijwi, there is no military base constructed there. You would expect that a navy has a base on Ijwi, right, on that island, but they don't. And this navy would be patrolling the waters of Kivu on the Congolese side at night to ensure there is no boats carrying the minerals. They don't. So it's that negligence by the Congolese government even today that is creating all this. Now, in the South Kivu, a lot of Burundi militias are also involved. Most of the gold and cobalt mined here is sold to Bujumbura. It's sold in Bujumbura. It's taken to Burundi, and from there it's taken out of the country. So Burundi is also part of the problems. Congo is the government in Congo is the largest problem, or rather they are the ones who created this problem. They are not solving it, and that is the problem. People keep asking, where is the Congolese government? Where are the 120 million Congolese? They don't care. They are the ones doing this. And that's why the EU knew that signing an MOU with Congo is a waste of time. We are not going to get these minerals. Let's sign with a country that can deliver these minerals to us, and that country is going to be Rwanda.